Hey guys, how you doing? It's Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator, and I'm sitting here with my friend Dr. Clapper. He was just giving me a little examination post-fast, and it looks like I'm in good shape, and I got a lot of benefit out of my short water fast here. But we were just sitting here talking, and I wanted to get him on camera because he was talking about what we can do to improve the health of Americans. How's that? Dr. Clapper,
Absolutely.
I'm honored to have you here, man.
Oh, well, thank you. It's been great having you here. You've done really well. You're exemplary as far as your fortitude and your attitude. You did a class act as far as your fast goes. Very impressive. And you received a lot of good benefits from it. I've been a physician for almost 40 years now, and the first 10 years of my medical career I was doing blood and guts emergency work and working operating rooms, and patching up what I didn't realize was the wreckage wrought by the standard American diet and lifestyle, all the clogged arteries and the high blood pressure and the diabetes and the colitis and the degenerative diseases of all kinds. My colleagues still believe they're mostly diseases of unknown origin, genetics, and that's the whole problem. The thought that it's what their patients are eating never really occurs to them, because nutrition is regarded with contempt in medical education these days, still is. It was when I was in med school, it still is. And doctors have no time for nutrition, boring, send them to the dietitian, she'll fix up a diet. But meanwhile, I'm doing real medicine, trying to control blood pressure in my patients, trying to control their diabetes. And again, my colleagues in endocrinology are struggling with their diabetic patients. My cardiology colleagues are struggling with their high blood pressure patients. My gastroenterology colleagues are struggling with their colitis patients. My rheumatology colleagues with their rheumatoid arthritis patients. The thought that it's what your patients are eating never dawns on them. But the standard American diet is this river of fat and salt and hydrogenated oils and refined carbohydrates and all sorts of chemical additives and flavorings and preservatives. This is a disease-producing food stream to be flushing through your tissues hour after hour, day after day. No wonder after 20, 30, 40 years of that, people's arteries clog up and their pressures go up and their joints get sore, and we put disease names on them. But what are we really looking at? To use an automotive analogy, if you're driving your car and the gas gauge needle says towards empty, and you pull into the gas station, but instead of pulling up to the gasoline pump, you pull up to the diesel pump and you fill your V8 engine up with diesel fuel. Diesel fuel is kerosene. It's oily. It doesn't burn cleanly. So you pull out of the garage, and there's black smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe, and your car is spitting and shuddering, and it goes 50 yards and shudders to a halt. And you get towed back into the garage, and the mechanic asks you, "What did you use for fuel?" You say, "Oh, kerosene, diesel fuel." He says, "I got an idea, try gasoline." And they drain the diesel fuel out, and they clean off your spark plugs, and they fill it up with high-test octane gasoline, and vroom, car runs great. Oh, that mechanic's so smart. He cured my car's disease. Car didn't have a disease. It just was an inevitable result of putting the wrong fuel in. And the same thing with our body. We've been putting in this oily, greasy, sugary, chemicalized fuel these years. No wonder it malfunctions. No wonder that we get clogged up and obese and hypertensive and all that. Is it really a disease? It's the wrong fuel. Humans are meant to be lean, strong, healthy people. And I lived in Hawaii, on Maui, for 11 years, and I saw pictures. I worked in clinics where the Hawaiian people they're obese and diabetic and hypertensive. I saw pictures that the artist that was on board James Cook's ship when he first discovered Hawaii, and they sketched the Hawaiian warriors, and they were lean, healthy, strong people. But then, a couple hundred years of the white man's food, and you feed all the Native Americans, so you feed them a bunch of fat and sugar, and they get fat and diabetic. But we're meant to be lean, healthy people. It's the wrong fuel. It's such a great example. And so at our place here at True North here, it's a lean, clean, vegan diet. It's not only, the clean fruits and vegetables and soups and salads and steamed greens, but there's no breads, there's no pastas, there's no refined carbohydrates. And it works magic on people with so many of these diseases. Just having them come here and eat, you see people lose weight, they get trimmed, their bowels start working, their blood pressures go down, they feel really, really healthy. It's a wonderful thing to see. But the real magic lies in water fasting. As I was saying to Daniel, if there was a pill that did what 14 days on water does, 21 days on water, it is stunning what I've seen here, and strictly from the medical point of view here. Boy, these people come in with these on 4 medications for their high blood pressure, with on 3 medications and an insulin for their diabetes, all sorts of arthritis joint medicines. Boy, 14 days on water, 21 days on water, the transformation is stunning. And you see high blood pressure come down to normal, high blood sugars normalize, their joints stop hurting, their bowels start working again. There's some art to it. You can do 5 days on water at home. You do more than that, then you ought to be in a place where people can check on you. And we do it right here at True North. Here, people are checked twice a day. Their blood pressures are taken. Lab work is done every week. We keep careful tabs on people. And if it's a prolonged fast, you do need some supervision. But it's such a powerful modality. As I was telling Daniel, our National Institute of Health, the federally funded governmental health agency in Washington, is composed of 23 individual institutes: the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Institute, the National Institute of Mental Health, the Institute for Pulmonary, etc. Not one of those 23 institutes have the name nutrition anywhere in their names. There is no Institute of Nutrition. And I say, if the world was sane, if our government was sane, there are certainly at least one of the NIH institutes would be in the Institute of Nutrition. And if they were sane, there would be an Institute of Fasting Studies, where they would bring people in and study this remarkable phenomenon. It's just stunning and breathtaking to see the medical effects that a water fast can have. And it's been known since ancient times. Hippocrates noted 3,000 years ago, with his arthritis patients, you put them on water and their joints feel better. I mean, it's not a secret. We've known it for a long time. And funny, my gastroenterology colleagues know it as well, because when someone comes in with a bad bout of colitis or Crohn's disease, and they're having bowel movements every 20 minutes, and there's blood and their pain, etc., what do? The gastroenterologist admits them, and the first order is bowel rest. Okay, and they just put them on IV fluids, bowel rest. It's a fast. They're fasting, but they want to use the F word there, so they don't. But I have hopes that as we do our work here and we're publishing some papers, it'll start getting into the mainstream awareness that what your patients are eating is important, doctors. That most of you are chasing diseases that are produced by the fast food American diet. My friend Dr. Dean Ornish has a good cartoon where he's got 2 doctors with mops. They're obviously doctors, have stethoscopes, but they're in a basement room with an overflowing sink, and they're sitting there mopping up the water that's spilling on the floor. But what they really need to do is go turn off the tap, and it's overflowing in the sink, and all they're doing is mopping up the floor, trying to take care of the damage. Turn off the tap. And the same thing with this tsunami of diseases we are facing. Turn off the tap. It's what your patients are eating. And the standard American diet is diseaseogenic. It is a disease producing.
So get rid of the standard American diet and let's replace it with simplicity of what I've always taught.
Really, have fruit and oatmeal for breakfast, and for lunches and dinners have soups and salads and steamed greens and hearty lentil stews and bean casseroles and bean burritos and lots of great food to eat. And you can have it Italian style, Oriental style. There's ways to do it, but stop saying all the white sugar and white flour. I mean, the average American, we're eating 150 pounds of sugar a year. That's half a pound of sugar a day. People say, what do you mean? I don't eat a half a pound of sugar. Yes, you do. Go to McDonald's and have a burger. There's sugar in the bun, sugar in the ketchup, sugar in the meat, sugar in the cheese. There's sugar in the sauce. And the kids are drinking these sugar solutions called soft drinks. We are eating huge amounts of sugar. We've stopped eating all the phytochemicals in fresh fruits and vegetables. It's a processed, sugarized, fattyized, as far as the words in diet. It's diseaseogenic. Get back to foods as grown.
So take a minute and
Yes.
tell us what my friends can do to begin to improve.
Right. See that processed foods are devitalized. You want to get as much living, healthful food into you as you possibly can. Stop eating foods out of packages and boxes. Eat food as grown. Have a big bowl of fresh fruit in the morning. Yeah, oatmeal, for real oats, some rolled steel cut oats, and that's fine. And
The more
lunch,
raw, the better?
the majority of your diet certainly should be raw, but I don't think there's any problem with steaming some kale or adding some hot water to some rice to soften it. As long as you're cooking with water. Dry heat cooking is not good. Baking, frying, grilling, evil, okay? But steaming veggies or just making a soup, I don't think you destroy any serious nutrients, and it certainly can make these vegetables and grains available to you. And your lunches and dinners should be revolving around a big salad at least once a day, if not twice a day. At least once a day, have a big bowl of steamed greens, whether it's kale or broccoli or chard or collards. Have some steamed greens every day. Squeeze a little lemon juice on it, or some low-fat salad dressing. Have something with some protein in it. Have some lentils or beans or peas or chickpeas or hummus or something a little bit of protein in it. Keep your grains modest, a little rice or quinoa or millet every day, a little bit is fine. That'll get you through. If you're vegan, take some B12 once or twice a week. Make sure your B12 stays normal.
Man.
Yeah, and that alone will get you lean and healthy and strong. If you want to be a complete vegan, have a little bit of animal protein once a week, fair enough, just regarded as medicinal. So if people say, oh, I get weak when you do that, then you have a little piece of salmon or some sardines once a week, fair enough, lightning will come out of the sky. But the most important thing is the majority of what goes down your gullet should be plant foods, recognizable as grown. Potato chips don't look like potatoes. You want to look like the food like it grew. An ear of corn looks like corn. Okay, a leaf of lettuce looks like lettuce. Eat food as grown.
So whole foods.
Whole foods.
Thanks, Clapper.
Are the key.
That was. I think that's going to help a lot of people.
Good,
40-year
good.
medical doctor, very intelligent. I'm absolutely impressed. And tonight's visit was one of the highlights of my experience here. It was so wonderful to meet you in the hallway and to have this opportunity to spend with you. So
Glad we had
let
the
me say goodbye to
opportunity.
my friends.
Goodbye and good health to you all.
Man, I'm excited. 40-year medical doctor sitting here and we're agreeing on just about everything. So thanks so much, Clapper. Thank you, my friends. Subscribe, of course. And think about some intelligent fasting in your future, maybe. Okay? Fruits and vegetables and love, baby. Dan McDonald, the Life Regenerator. Thanks. Bye.